this is spooky bedtime stories for me. Thank you. Exactly. Spooky time. Anyways, her assailant was in an embarrassing adult video. Ooh, from Dire Trip. Let's see what's going on here. At least from the thumbnail, it looks pretty interesting. Anyways, let's take a look at it, shall we? Ooh. This is for documentary
In
purposes.
Japan, it really does seem like stalking cases are a dime a dozen, especially when it comes to popular idols. When someone does come after one of these young women, there are shockingly little measures in place to protect them, even when a fanatic otaku clearly expresses an interest in ending their life publicly on the internet. A whole lot of women in Japan aspire to be idols one day, and while they don't make a whole lot of money, they do get a lot of love, fame, and respect. Many young girls strive to be one from a very young age, and that includes the subject of today's story. Mayu Tomita was born on October 12, 1995. From a young age, she aspired to be either a model or an actress. It wasn't too long before she achieved that dream. By 2011, when she was only 16 years old, she was already working as not only a model and actress, but also a singer as well. Being signed on to the Hori agency, she became a member of an idol group called Secret Girls. Throughout her stint as an idol, she was given the stage name Ai Takano. Before Mayu and the idol group started making actual albums, they were part of a TV drama of the same name. The show covered a fictionalized version of the girls' lives as they came to form their group. By March of 2012, the girls had released their first single, simply called Secret Girls, and it was a pretty big hit. Their TV show ended in April of the same year, with the series being part of a monthly publication, put on DVD, and even distributed on several video-on-demand services. While the Secret Girls idol group continued to perform, Mayu also branched out as an actress. She came to appear regularly in a drama on the NHK network called Ichigo Senbei. She also made some minor appearances in a variety of other TV shows, like Kamen Rider.
I was gonna say Kamen Rider.
She even appeared in some commercials. Mayu decided to attend a university while pursuing her current career. Getting into Asia University, she went on for a major in business. She wanted to be a model/actress who was also reasonably educated. She continued to work while studying for the next several years, ending up in her third year of university at the time of this story.
But
unfortunately, we can't really tell Mayu's story without talking about another man. Being an idol in Japan, it's pretty common to end up with rabid, obsessive fans.
Welcome to the VTuber industry. My god, dude.
Most of the time, that won't really lead to anything beyond some off-putting words, but it's also fairly often that it does lead to something more sinister.
Oh, great.
This particular man was named Tomohiro Iwasaki. Tomohiro was a bit older than Mayu, having been born in either 1988 or 89. His family described him as being, quote, unskilled in expressing his emotions, but also that he had a gentle, childlike nature. Still though, Tomohiro was never known to have friends. His only real contact was with his family, consisting of his mom, his dad, his older brother, and older sister. Tomohiro did try—
I don't really have much of contacts of any friends, but like, I have my parents, well, my mom, my brother, my sister, my other older brother, but you don't see me doing fucking stupid crazy shit like this, you know? I'm just saying, you don't see me doing some dumbass thing.
To be social, joining the judo club. He got into a decent high school due to his experience in the sport. However, due to his difficulty socializing, he dropped out of high school pretty quickly after enrolling. After leaving high school, Tomohiro tried a wide variety of different part-time jobs in his hometown, none of them lasting too long. A few years later, he moved to Kyoto, wanting to start over, saying that he wanted to be a gardener. His family gave him a goodbye as he moved to the city around New Year's, not seeing anything particularly off about him.
That's the subject that we're talking about right now.
Tomohiro's life would quickly take an unusual turn. A company that made adult videos had the idea to make a video in which one of their stars took the virginity of a bunch of desperate adult men. This video ended up becoming one called Real Amateurs on a Virgin Graduation Bus Tour, starring Rii Hitano. In the video, she, along with 6 men, take a bus out to a hotel, and, well, I'm pretty sure you can put the pieces together. One of the men in this video was Tomohiro himself. Just as the video said, he did end up losing his virginity through this experience. While many men—
What? 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 Wow, okay, alright. Interesting.
Throughout Japan and even the whole world would be jealous of this experience, Tomohiro actually took it quite differently. Tomohiro started to change in two ways. For one, he developed a strong hatred for pornography. While we can't know for sure, it has been theorized that he felt some sort of connection to Yui Hitano, given that it was his first time, and she quickly shattered that by getting up and moving on to romping with another man right in front of him. The second way that Tomohiro changed
Like, what are you expecting? Like, what the fuck are you expecting?
was that he started to obsess over idols. The first idol he really came to fall for was a woman named Ai Hashimoto. However, once she stated during an interview that she enjoyed and was once addicted to watching romantic pornography, Tomohiro instantly came to hate her instead. He then took to social media to vent his frustrations. He kept a blog where he wrote that the kind of women who appear in adult videos should all off themselves.
What the fuck? What's wrong with you, bro? Bro, that's some weird mental illness already immediately. Hell nah, dude.
The next idol that Tomohiro took an interest in was none other than our own Mayu Tomita. After watching a number of her performances, he decided that she was the one. He began to write online that he even desired to marry her. In his own twisted mind, he didn't see any reason as to why he wouldn't be able to.
Alright.
Tomohiro came up with a strategy that was pretty much in line with what you would have seen in a nice guy meme back in the days. Starting in January of 2016, he began to comment on Mayu's Twitter obsessively to the point where
Yeah, but the problem is, I have a friend who is still a virgin. We call him Libido Man or so. The problem is he has not had sex, but his hormones have gotten out of control to the point that now it's gotten pretty fucking bad. So, at least last time I talked to him anyway, so the problem is it gets amplified at a certain age in adulthood that it starts to becoming I wouldn't say it can become a problem, but he does have issues though, so.
Other fans even noticed that something seemed a bit off with him. Users noticed that he seemed to act like he knew Mayu despite never actually having met her. Some of his tweets included things like, "I want to be able to drink with Mayu, so I'm going to train to be able to hold my alcohol." He also began to express that he was only interested in attending shows if Mayu was going to be there, writing things like, "If Mayu is going to make an appearance, then I'll definitely come." When incessantly showering Mayu with compliments didn't work, Tomohiro decided that he would start to send her gifts. While it isn't really known if he sent them straight to her home or not, it's possible that he sent them to her agency, whose address was publicly available. He started off by sending her at least 4 books, some snacks, and flowers. By around January 18th, he sent Mayu a fairly expensive watch, writing on Twitter, "Do you know what it means to be gifted a wristwatch? Please treasure it and use it." Mayu didn't come to comment on the watch or reach out to him in any way. This was when Tomohiro started to get angry. It was becoming very apparent that she wasn't interested in such a lavish gift from a stranger. On February 1st, he tweeted, "I guess it's stupid trying to get your attention using objects. If you're going to throw away or sell the wristwatch, then give it back. That's my heart." With no response, he wrote up another tweet, saying, "If you were given a watch, then at the very least it means I want an honest relationship with you. It means I want you to make the relationship between you and I long-lasting and treat it with care."
Brother in Christ, giving an expensive watch does not mean it's the start of a relationship, okay? Alright, that's not how it works.
Tomohiro then only continued to grow more angry and more delusional over the month of February. By the end of the month, he was writing tweets like, "I will never forget that I was looked down upon by you," and "It would be radical to kill just because you were rejected by a girl." Tomohiro was pushed past the point of no return.
He's gone
A
crazy.
package one day in April. This package contained almost all of the gifts that he had sent to Mayu, all returned to sender. He couldn't believe that, not only had she not accepted his gifts, she wasn't even giving him a single word about any of this. He once again took to Twitter, tagging her and threatening her on April 27th. "At Tomita Mayu, I'm sorry, you'll die soon, so relax. I'm sorry."
Brother in Christ, it's not that fucking serious, man.
Getting no response, he continued the next day.
No, duh, of course she's not gonna
The
respond.
package arrived from the Shibuya Aoyamadori post office. Unknown sender. A wristwatch and 3 books were inside. "You didn't have to bother sending it. I would have gone to get it. Truly an awful girl. And what about the Mika Nakagawa word collection? If you're going to return everything, don't forget that too. By the way, what's up with your handle on your mousy bag? It looks like a rope you would use as a dog toy. Disgusting.
What?
At least write your name. I thought it was a scam. Are you gonna return the flowers and snacks? I wonder if they'll be coming back soon. I'm looking forward to it.
Jesus.
If you want to return the money in time too, then you really are spiteful. It's too wonderful. I'm so happy. By the way, are you aiming for a lawsuit by letting me write like this? You haven't blocked me and you're leaving me alone, so maybe you're waiting for me to write something wrong. Wow, how scary. Tomita Mayu is so scary. And you still call yourself human. Hurry up and return the trash. But you don't think using an unknown sender is rude? You probably don't.
Christ.
That's Tomita Mayu for you. Don't forget to return the Nakagawa Mika word collection. I see you went out to get your hair cut at Shibuya. Isn't it normal to do that before a performance? You're a weird one.
What?
Thank you for the ultimate harassment. Today's a good day. After Tomohiro tweeted about her hundreds of times, with at least 400 of the tweets being hostile over a period of only 4 months, Mayu finally blocked him after those last few. Mayu had begun to fear for her life, especially given that Tomohiro had directly told her that she would die soon. She decided to take her concerns to the local police near her home in Musashino, Tokyo. She told the police every detail about what had been happening, saying, I explained every detail about the danger I felt at the time and also told the police officers about my worries and fear that I could be killed. Much to her dismay, it seems that the police didn't really grasp the reality of the situation. No matter what she showed them,
Of course they didn't. That's just kind of like typical back in those days. Depending how old this is, you know.
they refused to believe that she was in any danger. They dismissed her concerns entirely, saying that social media messages couldn't constitute a threat. Not only that, but the anti-stalking laws in Japan at the time didn't include social media as a possible form of harassment. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Tomohiro was writing on his blog something along the lines of, if she doesn't become mine and eventually become some other guy's lover or wife, then I need to kill her before that happens and make sure that she is my property forever.
Jesus Christ.
Despite all that had happened so far, Mayu still pressed on with her career. On May 21st, roughly a month after she blocked Tomohiro, she was all set to make an appearance at an idol-related event being held in Kogane, a city in western Tokyo. The concert was called Solid Girls Night Volume 11. Close to a train station and near the city hall, the event was all set to be a fairly big one. Mayu took to Twitter to detail the upcoming event, showing a poster along with the area of the building where the event would take place. She also detailed what time she would perform, saying that she would go live at around 9 p.m. if her prediction was correct.
Uh-oh.
This was all nothing out of the ordinary, with her having done this same sort of promotion for multiple events in the past as well. A man who was working at the event, helping to set up the show, noted that Mayu had been speaking of her stalker. As the two of them were riding the train out to the event, he overheard quite a bit. She said that she was afraid to perform, noting that this certain stalker had been trying to find out how to get her phone number. She was right to have this fear. Tomohiro, living in Kyoto, decided to take the bullet train out to Tokyo and then head out to the town where she was performing, a trip that likely took at least 4 hours. He had made his way out to the building where the event was to take place and waited around the station for several more hours as he waited for Mayu to arrive. Little did she know, he had actually spotted her and followed her out of the train station, being caught on camera at about 5 p.m.
Oh shit.
Tomohiro then followed Mayu for about 5 minutes down the street until they got to the front entrance of the concert venue. He confronted her, demanding answers as to why she had returned his gifts. Mayu was caught completely off guard, stunned and unsure of what to say. Tomohiro only grew more angry when she didn't answer him. Mayu began to call the police on her cell phone. Once again, the police fumbled the case, sending officers out to her home instead of where she actually said she was. He completely lost control. When Mayu turned around to run away, he pulled out a 3-inch pocket knife and chased after her. He stabbed her in the back repeatedly, with it being reported that he struck her anywhere from 20 to 61 times. Mayu was stabbed in her neck, stomach, back, arms, and even her face and eye. All the while, Tomohiro was screaming at her to die. Luckily, a few people in nearby buildings called the police when they heard Mayu scream for help. Now, the police finally sent a few cars out to the actual scene of the crime. As the police rushed out to the scene, Mayu was crawling up the stairs trying to get inside. She left a bloody trail behind, along with the now soaked mask that she had been using to cover her face. Along the trail, Tomohiro also dropped his pocket knife. When the cops arrived, they followed the trail up to that knife, seeing Tomohiro just standing there. He quickly admitted to using that very knife to stab her. Tomohiro was arrested there on the spot, where he quickly told the police that he had fully intended to kill Mayu, even having prepared the knife beforehand.
Oh my god, dude.
He told the police that he had done so because she rejected his gifts. More than that, he expressed that he was angry that she wouldn't tell him why. He told the police, "I ambushed her at the station and asked her about the gift. I lost my cool and stabbed her many times because she wouldn't clearly answer me. I have no intention of apologizing to her. I don't think I am 100% at fault. I don't want her to portray me as the aggressor. If she refused to talk to me, I was going to kill her. I bought the knife just to kill her." And with that, he was quickly charged with attempted murder. Mayu hadn't died. She was rushed to the hospital where she was found to be in critical condition. Luckily though, by some miracle, she hadn't actually taken any damage to her vital organs. However, she was left in a coma. As soon as she woke up and her doctors gave them permission, the police were hoping to interview her about what exactly had happened. Mayu finally awoke from her coma a little over 2 weeks later. She had sustained a lot of damage to her body.
Jeez.
Not only was she covered in stitches and scars, but the wounds to her neck also caused her difficulty eating, and more depressingly, it seemed that she would no longer be able to sing. When the bandages were removed from her head, she was shocked to see that, in addition to all of this, she was also left partially blind in her left eye.
Yikes.
When trying to perform daily tasks, she quickly came to realize that she was having trouble using her fingers as well, meaning that she very unlikely would be able to return to music. It goes without saying that she also began to suffer from a pretty severe case of post-traumatic stress disorder as well.
Not surprising.
She was finally released from the hospital 3 months later in September. Shortly after, one of the first things that Mayu did was blast the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department for dismissing her concerns.
True.
She had showed them the tweets.
Justified.
She had told them that she had received clear death threats, she had demonstrated how obsessed this man was, and they just didn't care.
Yep.
Speaking through her lawyer, she said that she was left scarred both physically and psychologically after all that had happened. The 3 police officers that originally spoke to her were soon interviewed by the media, where they boldly stated that they had, in their own words, no recollection that Mayu had ever mentioned that she feared being attacked.
Of course. Of course. We're just gonna gaslight. Yeah, no, I don't remember that conversation. Yeah, that never existed or so. I don't know what she's talking about. She's crazy,
They made the bizarre claim that Mayu only told them to make Tomohiro stop tweeting at her, ignoring the fact that she had already blocked him by the time she was speaking to them. The 3 officers did admit that they didn't deem her to be in danger and didn't report their talk to anyone up the chain of command, even the people who specifically specialize in stalking cases. The police did come to issue a formal apology to Mayu for their refusal to take action in her case. They said that they would launch an internal probe to find out where everything exactly went wrong. They said, "It was a case in which the police should have judged it as necessary to swiftly ensure her safety."
True.
Now, there was nothing really left to do but prepare for Tomohiro's inevitable trial. While you might expect him to end up with a pretty harsh sentence, Japan is kind of known for being pretty lenient when it comes to crimes like this, especially when it involves stalking cases. It was very possible that he would only get off with a few years, something Mayu feared more than anything. As Tomohiro's trial approached, Mayu spoke through her lawyer, saying, "Going even beyond anger, I only feel sadness. My attempt to plead my case in the most desperate way possible simply did not get through." Her lawyer added himself that Mayu still had to return to the hospital regularly due to the many injuries to her neck and face that hadn't completely healed. Since she was still having difficulty using her fingers, he didn't know when or even if she could return to her previous career. This case sparked a whole lot of outrage all throughout Japan, especially when it came to light that their anti-stalking laws didn't cover social media at all, the way that most people were communicating those days. The only thing even close was an addition to the law back in 2013 that allowed email to be seen as a form of harassment. In December of 2016, only a few months after Mayu was released to the hospital, the National Diet decided to revise a lot of their anti-stalking laws so that they would include harassment both on social media and online in general. This quickly led to the arrest of another man who had been sending similar death threats to a different actress on Twitter. Mayu's case became the prime example of how the system had failed so many people in the past. Strangely enough, the adult video that featured Tomohiro began to explode in popularity as people flocked to see the spectacle. The company that produced the video quickly stopped selling it and scrubbed it from all their databases. On online auctions, DVDs of the video began to sell for well over $200 apiece. Shortly after,
It makes sense because, you know, it's like you want to protect your image that you weren't, you know, recording this one guy who did something tragic at the end of that's what a lot of people do or so when it comes to like the social things.
in 2017, an anime
Pillow.
director named Yutaka Yamamoto would go on to make waves himself, but not for anything positive. A lot of you out there might remember the anime The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, an anime that he directed. To the surprise of many, he said that Mayu herself should have taken some of the blame.
What?
He said that, for one, she should have been able to defend herself.
Excuse me? She should have been able to defend her. In what universe can she defend herself? Please enlighten me. In what scenario could she actually defend herself against this dude? Oh my god. That logic is so fucking dumb, dude. No shot, dude.
And two, he felt that she shouldn't have done something as rude as reject Tomohiro's gifts.
Oh my god, what am I listening to? what? She shouldn't have she should have accepted those gifts, you know? She should have accepted those. She should have defended herself. She should have went karate ninja black belt, do fucking backflip no jutsu style on this dude. Oh my lord, dude.
When he faced a lot of backlash for these comments, he didn't apologize or clarify what he meant. Instead, he dug in his heels and criticized the public for caring more about a cute idol than a dirty middle-aged man.
What am I hearing? Is this the argument that, oh my lord.
He himself was banned from Twitter shortly after he called anime fans mentally disabled and publicly ranted about his co-workers by name.
Justified. Because all of those logics, those 3 bullet points that he decided to use to argue against people for this was the most dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
He has had a very hard time getting projects off the ground ever since.
Not surprising.
The trial began on February 20th, 2017.
Rodan
On the day that the trial began, the prosecutor read a letter that Mayu had written for the court beforehand. In the letter, she said, "I want this criminal to die.
Makes sense.
If you can't make that happen, I want him to be locked up for the rest of his life."
Makes sense.
Tomohiro's defense stated that, while he had admitted to attacking Mayu, he only did so because he was frustrated that she was ignoring him and that he had no intention to kill her. This was...
She had no intention. Brother in Christ, he literally said it to the police that I bought this knife to kill her. What are we talking about?
a direct contradiction to the clear statements he made to the police that he did want to kill her.
Exactly.
They also said that he had attempted to contact the police after the attack, meaning that he wanted to save her. Tomohiro himself apologized, but neither the jury nor anyone else watching felt that he had any actual remorse.
Yeah, exactly.
When the prosecutor asked him why he told the police that he had intended to kill her, Tomohiro responded with, "I don't remember saying anything like that." They pointed out that he did indeed say it, to which he responded, "After the incident, I felt apathetic. My testimony at the investigation stage was not the truth." Mayu then made her first appearance since the crime, although she was hidden behind a partitioning that kept in-
Your Honor, the defense pleads oopsie daisy. It was just a joke, man. It was just a prank, man. I didn't mean to do it, you know? I wasn't really mad. I wasn't gonna try. I wasn't actually going to kill her. I was just gonna tickle her, you know? Jesus Christ.
anyone in the courtroom from actually seeing her. She spoke of how the attack had affected her life, noting that she was still attending rehab. There were some things that nothing could fix, like her mouth being partially paralyzed and her loss of vision. Through tears, she said, "I want him to return the life that I was supposed to live.
That makes sense.
I want him to return my body without scars.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he is laughing inwardly as I speak now, and I don't believe he has reflected upon his act at all. He should not be set free."
Makes sense.
Tomohiro then flared up in anger once again, screaming to her, "Then you should just kill me." When he
Sounds
realized
like
what
you
he had just
plead
done,
insanity.
he shouted, "I wasn't actually going to kill you." After both of these outbursts, he was removed from the courtroom. Eventually, Tomohiro did come to plead guilty to what he had done. The judge described the crime as having clearly murderous intent.
Mm-hmm.
The prosecution was shooting for a sentence of up to 17 years. However, when all was said and done, Tomohiro was only sentenced to 14 and a half years. This is in spite of the fact that he had disabled Mayu for life. Mayu came to file a lawsuit with both the Tokyo Metropolitan Government and her agency, saying that they had failed to provide her with adequate protection prior to her attack. She also obviously filed a lawsuit against Tomohiro himself for the permanent medical damage that he had caused.
Makes sense.
In total, she was seeking about 76 million yen in damages, which comes out to roughly about 528,000 US dollars. Tomohiro Iwasaki is still rotting away in prison as of the writing of this video.
That's good.
He will be out of prison by 2031 if he serves his full sentence, but...
Wait, this guy gets to walk out at 2031? 6 years from now, this guy is going to come out of jail. That's wild to hear that.
Likely sooner if he demonstrates good behavior behind bars. He could very well be free before 2030. Mayu Tomita has gone completely dark online and within the entertainment industry since the attack.
That makes sense.
She still continues to undergo various treatments for both her physical problems and her PTSD. To this day, she still panics if she happens to see someone quickly taking something out of their bag or pockets, worried that it might be another knife. She says that she is still far away off from job hunting. In fact, she can't even go without her mom or her friend going with her when she leaves the house.
That makes sense.
After she began to realize all the things that she couldn't do without the use of her fingers, she came to stay at home more and more. Since the attack, she hasn't even been seen in any photos. Given the bandages all over her head in the hospital, the damage to her mouth and eye, and her mention of scarring, it's likely that she feels self-conscious due to the extensive damage to her face.
Makes sense.
One of the only things she has told the media is, "Even though I know I can't go back to where I was, I sometimes wish I could live like I did before the incident. Somehow I can still deceive myself, pretending that everything is fine and live in the present."
Wow.
Once again, thank you for watching my video. If you found it interesting, please give it a like. It really helps me out in the algorithm, and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more content
Oh
like this.
my goodness gracious
Nowadays,
me.
I have my own merch store. There you can get yourself some cool director
Good channel though, very good
some
channel.
coffee mugs, all sorts of other stuff related to the channel. If you want, go ahead and follow me on social media. If you need to get a hold of me, that's the easiest way to
These
do
are
it.
the true, like don't get me wrong, right? Spooky videos, like ghosts and goblins and demons and whatnot. It's pretty scary and everything, but this stuff here is a lot more scarier, to be honest, because this is actually legit, like real life. Like there's actual human beings actually like doing horrific shit to other people. So that's the only reason why, I keep my shit private. I don't want no parasocial shit here. I stomped that shit immediately. I am not here to cater parasocial shit, so keep that. Literally keep that shit out of here at the end of the day. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Yeah, more spoopy stuff. We'll be watching more spoopies coming in the near future, so. Woo. You really got that going. What do you mean? I prefer not. I don't cater to parasocial shit. I stomp that shit out. No, fuck that shit, dude. I do not cater to broken mentally people. Just give me the sword co. I will stop all parasocials. Man, shut your bitch ass up. I don't do no parasocial shit. I don't tell where I'm at, where I live, how old I am, what time zone it is, nothing. I don't give any information about that. Fuck that shit, dude. You give them one piece of information, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile with it. So no siree, no thank you. So yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video, and peace.